Thanks so much for making our tails wag by watching this guest interview from Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life.
Paws up, pet pals. Welcome to Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life Show. I'm your host, Arden Moore. Hey, walk this way, doggy, kitty, horse, guinea pig, and yes, you, human. Our show today spotlights how you can participate in the world's largest pet walk with Pet Partners. And we also are going to spotlight a group from Las Vegas of therapy pets led by Sue Grundfest. Now, first, everyone, ready? Mark your calendars for September 24th. This is your invite to participate in the 5th annual World's Largest Pet Walk. It's hosted by Pet Partners. This is a nonprofit group well known for animal-assisted therapy work. And here today on our show to unleash these details is the National Director of Special Events for Pet Partners. That's a pretty nice title. Let's give it up for Ashley Drew. Welcome to the show, Ashley.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
And also joining us from Las Vegas, one of the most active Pet Partners groups is Sue Grundfest. Hey, Sue, how you doing?
Thank you for asking us to participate. We're thrilled.
All right, let's get this walk on. All right. So first of all, September 24th, no registration fee, right? Ms.
That's
Ashley?
right.
Tell us
That's
about
correct.
this.
Absolutely. So the world's largest pet walk presented by Wellness Pet Company is always on the 4th Saturday of September. So September 24th, grab your walking shoes, grab your pets, your friends, your family, anyone and everyone to join. There's no fee to participate. Fundraising is encouraged. And if you choose to fundraise, you do earn prizes and awards. So we've
Take
got
that,
a lot
Oprah
of
Winfrey, with your free cars. Come on.
You get a pet bandana. You get a pet bandana.
I'm in. I'm donating after the show. Yeah.
I love it.
Okay.
And so you can either register as an individual walker or you can form a team. And a team could be one person and their dog, or it could be one person and tons of animals. It's really up to you.
I like that. And you're making it easy. We live in a Zoom universe. We live in a virtual and people can come from all over. Mm-hmm. So tell us why you made it so easy. I mean, what's your goal? What do you hope to raise?
Absolutely. So our goal this year is to raise $100,000, and we're nearly halfway there. We're almost at 50,000. We've got about 5 more weeks to go. Yeah. Usually our walkers really start ramping up their fundraising in September. So we're really excited to see what's happening. And I believe Sue's team is actually in first place right now.
Sue, shut the door, put on the leash. What's going on?
I didn't know that.
So, Sue, tell us a little bit. Is it? I want to make sure that your group in Las Vegas. It is. I want to make sure the name of what your group. I know it has love in the first part, right?
Well, we're Pet Partners of Las Vegas because we are one of their affiliates. But my original group was called Love Dog Adventures, and because we had high awareness with that name, we use it as our tagline. Mm-hmm. But we're Pet Partners of Las Vegas. We just didn't want to lose how everyone knew us originally to make a smooth transition. And I've been doing this over 25 years, and we've been in Las Vegas 15 years.
Nice. So I know Benny. Benny is your heart dog, right?
Oh, Benny is so special. He was here on my lap for a little while. He's now
he's acting like a cat. He's like, I'm out of here.
Chair behind me. You might see him. Benny is very special. He is 13. We do know his birthday, and he's my last puppy, I say. I have him since he was a little over a year old. He'd had 4 homes already, and was deemed unadoptable and out of control. And they called me in as a trainer to see what's wrong with him. And I knew I had to have him. He just was very misunderstood. And that's all his population he specializes in: teens at risk, mental health.
Oh, excellent.
Children on the autism spectrum. And then within 3 months, he was the greatest dog in the world. Registered at 6 months old, passed the test beautifully, renewed just this year at 13. And he is a brain injury and stroke survivor himself. So he's very motivational and inspirational. And every Monday he's with my teens that don't have a lot of self-esteem, and they've been bounced around. And we just tell them the only home that matters is your last. I was his last, and they'll be a last for you.
I
And
love
be
that.
your own-
And a lap.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And be your own best friend. He teaches them to self-soothe. He teaches them that you don't have to be perfect. He walks differently. He's deaf now. He is my heart dog. But I've had 7 pet partner therapy dogs over the years, and they're all special in their own way.
Well, we're going to dive in more about that. I want to make sure that people get the deets for September 24th. If we could, Ashley, tell us where people can go to register.
Absolutely. You can go to petpartners.org/WLPW for World's Largest Pet Walk.
That's easy.
And then you can walk any day, anytime, any place, any distance, because we've got therapy animal teams around the world. So we made it easy so that people can pick whatever's best for them and to celebrate the day.
Well, I actually, in my life, I'm nowhere near you, Sue, but I've actually had 5, I have had and currently total 5 therapy pets with different organizations. Pet safety dog, Kona, come here, let me see your nose. Come here, Kona. Kona, she is also with me as a pet first aid dog because I'm a master instructor. The little one behind you, Emma, my Gemma. She just got her canine good citizen, so she's in the therapy training realm. And
I woke up Benny for
here
you.
you go. There is a therapy cat. This is pet
how
safety
wonderful.
cat Casey, and he wants everybody to know that he is a long, lean, purring machine who has traveled by plane to 13 states to do pet behavior and pet first aid talks.
I love it.
And he says, we need more cats in therapy.
Absolutely.
We do.
And hi, Ben. Is that Benny?
Benny woke up, yes.
Hi, Benny. Benny, you're awesome. So all of you on YouTube, tell your friends to go to fourleggedlife.com and they can see this wonderful pet fest we just unveiled to you. But to our radio stations and our radio listeners, Miss Ashley.
Yeah.
What I know there's a lot of dogs in the world of therapy pets.
Yeah.
But tell us about some others. I think you have a fantastic 9.
We do. That's what's really wonderful about Pet Partners is we register 9 different species. So our species are as diverse as the people that we serve.
Okay,
And
drum
so-
roll. I think
right.
you've got this. Tell us what they are.
Yes. Starting from our largest to our smallest, we have horses, llamas, alpacas. We've got dogs, cats, mini pigs, birds, rabbits, guinea pigs, and rats.
What? Let's give it up for that. Just people in that order is pretty awesome.
Trying to show you some of our other species.
Okay,
There's
we got
scarlet
about 30
dog.
seconds before we got to take a break real quick. But what are some of yours real quick, Sue?
Well, we've got Bunny. We have 3 rabbits, actually.
All right,
Here's
good.
Bunny. We have Scarlet. We have actually 2 mini horses, and we're going to have 4 before the year is out.
Yay!
Of course, a cat with no eyes. That's Tommy.
Oh, Tommy.
This represents Pet Partners beautifully. And one of them, a hairless guinea pig.
Nice.
Yes.
And then we had a full-size horse for a while, which was very wonderful.
Oh, I love
Move over,
it.
Mr. Ed. Oh, I'm old. Hey, guys, we're going to be chatting more with Ashley and Sue with Pet Partners and more after we take this break. So you guys, you know the drill. Sit, stay. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Four-Legged Life Show. I'm your host, Arden Moore. I'm having a great time. I'm talking to 2 cool people from Pet Partners. Pet Partners, it's a national group, and it's all about animal-assisted therapy, making us feel good. And we're going to dive into our brains now, the brain chemistry. Oh, my brain hurts just saying that. But Miss Ashley, tell us the impact well-trained, mannered therapy pets can have on us humans. Because we live in a crazy time right now. I think therapy pets do a body and a brain good, don't they?
Absolutely. The human animal bond is such a powerful thing. And so many of you can go to our website to learn more, but research has shown that, interacting with a therapy animal or petting a dog can reduce signs of stress, anxiety, even PTSD.
Lower
Just
blood pressure.
Exactly. There's so many wonderful health benefits interacting with a pet. And plus, it just brings joy to your life. I mean, who can't smile when they're petting? I mean,
I'm
look.
smiling right now for you YouTubers looking at Benny. Benny got a sort of smile on his face. He's awesome.
He does look like he's smiling. I love it.
Well, I think, though, we also need to let people know that what's the lane for therapy pets versus service animals or emotional support animals? What's the difference so people can understand?
Absolutely. That's a great question. So I think the simplest way to put it is that service animals and emotional support animals serve a one-to-one.
Okay.
So those pets directly serve the people that they live with, whereas our therapy animals serve one-to-many. They go out with their owner into their community to bring joy to others' lives.
Very good. Now, in my past, I've had therapy pets, but only cats and dogs. And I noticed when my first therapy cat was named Zeke, because, oh, Zeke, you're so fine, you blew my mind. Hey, Zeke! She was a white and gray kitty. Now my ginger boy, pet safety cat Casey, has been a therapy pet now for about 5 years. And he comes into memory care centers wearing a cowboy hat, because we're in Dallas, in a stroller. And then he walks on a leash. And I tap a table. He jumps up. I say, sit, touch paw. And I say, spin. Well, you're a cat. A cat's like, I'm going to sashay around a 360. And every time I ask him a question with the therapy folks, he answers. So awesome. I love that. And then I bring in Kona, whose nickname is Ice Cream Kona. She's very nice Kona. Both of them are from shelters. I call them shelter alums, not rescues. But I got to share, and I'm sure Sue and you both have some stories to share. We were making our about 4th visit to the Brookdale Center in Dallas, and there was one gal in the activity room as I brought Kona and Casey in, and I remember she had never talked. She sees them, and she blurts out, Peggy loves Kona, Peggy loves Casey, and oh my God, it made an impact on me. It made an impact on the staff there. And what's the secret power therapy pets have? I'm going to ask you first, Ashley, then I'm going to ask you, Sue.
I'm sure Sue's got a lot of really moving and emotional stories from actual therapy animal visits, but it's just the human animal bond is absolutely so powerful. In my 4 years being here, I've heard so many stories similar to yours where there's people that have awoken from a coma and have pet an animal or hadn't ever spoke, or, it's just, wow. I get emotional just thinking about it because it's just so incredible,
there's something about, I think,
for people's lives.
Animals and music that even if folks are dealing with dementia or some other age-related issue, it's almost like it taps into something, a memory, a joyful memory, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Wow. How about you, Sue? I'm looking at Smiley there. Benny, my nickname is Treat Lady. How you doing? I know you're deaf, but I said treat.
He's very happy right now. I think one of the senses that we overlook a lot in life is touch.
Okay.
And especially during the time that we couldn't work and we were working outside or at a distance, we saw a real impact that touch and speech, and as you say, all the senses. But there's something about an animal. I've had children, I work with forensic investigators doing interviews, tell Benny things they won't tell anyone else. They'll keep their secrets. We've had other stroke survivors tell me if Benny could learn to walk again, so could I.
Oh, nice.
4-year-old child who had a stroke, and I visited her every night for 2 weeks because she would not get out of bed. And I didn't tell her he was a stroke survivor at 6 years old, but she saw he sat differently and he was a little different. And I said, because he's just like you. I work with children at risk, teenagers that are on the edge. They're breaking walls before I walk in. I have security in there with me. I've been doing this 9 years every week, and that hour, I've never had a child be rude, disrespectful, want to harm my animals, and I brought them all through, even my 4-pounder.
Wow.
And they learn that animals have feelings, and they are misunderstood sometimes just like you. That's the biggest issue. They are not what they do. They are who they are. And we do the process sessions. We also had an aphasia patient who spoke one time when I had my little Kirby.
What kind of patient? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What kind of patient?
Aphasia. He couldn't speak after a stroke. And we had one gentleman, after weeks and weeks and weeks, we walked in and he said, "Oh, that's Kirby." I lost it totally. He related to the dog so much more than any humans. And maybe because they're just so vulnerable and they're unconditional. They don't care.
They are.
It's power to the paw, and I'm not taking that lightly. I think they have us at bark, meow, whinny, whatever a guinea pig makes us sound like, or a llama, or
it's a cute little squeak.
Oh, is it?
When you talk about the other species, I see it a lot with seniors and my hospice patients, especially if their sense memory was growing up with horses or cats. Other species, a bird, that's who they need to see because it will trigger through their body in a different way than even the greatest dog. But when we bring in a horse and we bring in a cat especially, it's a different relationship with a cat for a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, people and your dog people, and they're all good, but they say Benny's not for me. I want a cat.
Benny doesn't take us. But I think it is good. There's a lot of dogs in the therapy world, but we have about a minute left before we take a break. What is something that a cat can bring to a therapy benefit? Let's go with you first, Sue. I feel like I'm on Jeopardy. Sue for 200.
I'm already a winner because we do this full time. If you are a cat person, we always say dogs think they're the boss, but cats know they are. And there is a different strength of personality, even in the calmest cats, because our cats are calm. They walk on a leash. They're not going to climb, hiss, scratch. They're like dogs. But there is a personality of strength in a cat that I think is different. And it makes you want to work harder.
I like that. Now, we got 30 seconds before our break. Ashley, what's your take?
I'm a cat person, so I
understand you've got a cutie pie. What is your kitty at home?
We do. My daughter has a hairless cat, so we have a Sphinx named Cupcake.
There's no frosting on that cat.
But it's nice for people, that do have other, favorite types of animals, but also for people with various allergies too. Having the other species is also really good because, again, more people are able to interact and experience the benefits of interacting with a therapy animal. And so that's really where other species come into play.
Hey guys, we're speaking with Ashley Drew of the national group Pet Partners and Sue Grundfest, who is with the local chapter in Las Vegas. We're going to learn more about how you can participate in the world's largest pet walk after we take this break. Sit, stay. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Four-Legged Life Show. I'm your host, Arden Moore. I'm in therapy, and I need it. And it's good therapy because it has fur, feathers, and maybe whinnies. It may meow, it may bark, it may purr, whatever. But 2 and 4 and 2, 3, and 4-leggers, the therapy pets, they're like, oh my gosh, they're like better than having a hug and a cup of cocoa. Wouldn't you say, Ashley?
100%.
So let's get the deets again, because I don't want people to forget why you guys are here. We need to raise money for Pet Partners, a nonprofit group, but we need to get our walk on. So humbly, tell us again some of the main points. So after the show, people are going to flock, whinny, purr, bark over to your site.
Yes, trot on over to
there you go.
Pet Partners.
See, it's contagious. I'm getting all in there.
WLPW for World's Largest Pet Walk. It's free to register. It's inclusive to anybody and everybody. So tell your friends, tell your family, register your pets, and just get involved. It's just a wonderful way to celebrate the human-animal bond. And we've got teams all over the world. We've got people that are registered in India and Greece, down in Argentina. And we've got almost, last year we had, I think, 48 of the 50 states registered. So we've got walkers from all over coming together, and it's just absolutely wonderful. And you can share your pictures and videos through our fundraising platform, and we just absolutely love to see it.
Yeah. The main site, of course, is petpartners.org. But let's break it down. It is free, but we're hoping people are going to donate, and it is a tax deduction. So I know there's different things that people get based on.
Yep.
You've got like a $30 Inspire Hope. Do you have that rundown of what each donation would do? If not, I have it in front of you.
You can certainly go to our website and read about all the wonderful programs that Pet Partners supports. And so through the fundraising efforts, it really supports directly the therapy animal program and underwrites a lot of the costs for our therapy animal teams to be registered and insured. It creates new programs like our animal assisted crisis response, which is that's
the other thing. I want to dive into, you think of therapy dog or cat or llama, and sometimes you're thinking they're just in a hospital or they're at a school, and they are goodwill ambassadors. But it seems like in 2022, we have Therapy Pets 2.0, wouldn't you say? So can you kind of identify some of the areas that they're there for? Because crisis response, reading, going to senior center. I mean, there's the list, people.
You name it. Yeah. Our teams go there for sure.
But there's special training, and certain pets seem to be better to go to one group than the other. So can you help people out that may think they have a cool pet that may make a dynamite therapy pet, but how do you kind of figure out where they will blossom the best?
Absolutely. Sue, do you want to take the lead on that? As an evaluator, you see so many animals and you help train and get folks ready.
We also structured our program in Las Vegas is very broad. We serve areas, we've created programming that no one else did before. We let the animals in where no one else did. And when someone starts to come on board and they've taken Pet Partners Handler course, and then they take the training course and they pass their evaluation, they start shadowing. Last night I had someone come with us to one of our group events, and they see what the different activities are and what's required. Because don't forget, the human-animal end of the leash has to be comfortable.
Yeah.
You may not want to do hospice. You may not be comfortable in life forensic.
And your dog or cat will read that, smell that.
Absolutely. But then you want to see, will my dog lay there for an hour and have a child read to them? Or should I do something a little more active? So we have a big mentoring and shadowing program, and no one goes anywhere just on their own the first time. But one of the strengths we have, and there's two areas that really differentiate us. We are in Las Vegas. We have a lot of conventions and conferences and the big casino properties. And we also
and Elvis impersonators.
Everywhere. You're not in Vegas unless you see a Bride of the Slot Machine and Elvis. That's it. But, we do a lot of employee wellness. We're in the kitchens of a major casino. Christmas time, we're with the staff. They're having a hard time. And part of what we think is really, really valuable is even before we knew we were a crisis team, we had the world's greatest crisis on October 1, 5-year anniversary coming up. And at 4:30 that morning, I was deploying teams. We had 400 hours of volunteering.
And just time, as Sue, we do. I know the date and what has happened, but for the others, tell them what happened, because that was horrible.
That was the music festival, Harvest, the music festival, outdoors, and over 58 persons were killed, and we had many, many more injured. Active shooter. Every facility in Vegas was employed, but we went places no one else did. We went to see the performers who had to do a show the next night. We went to the newspaper and spoke with the girl who picked up the phone, the first call that knew this was happening. We went to the 911 dispatchers because they were, and it started after that. We changed the model a little bit when COVID came about and we couldn't be in person. So we started doing shift change at our partner hospital. And
what does that mean, Sue, shift changing?
6 a.m, 6 p.m, as the nurses, doctors, employees were leaving or coming on staff. We were outside, socially distanced, masked, thanking them for being there. And that has continued all these years that we still do that.
I love that.
We weren't allowed inside. So when we finally were allowed into first emergency, a little room, and then the lobby, we were there last night in the lobby, 6 animals, including a bunny.
Oh,
greeting everyone, thanking the staff. You're going home, you're coming in. That's become one of the things we're known for.
good.
And we'll do 10 o'clock at night with one of the other first responder groups. They work 24/7 in this town. So I could be asked to do an employee wellness visit at 9 o'clock at night because that's when they're there. So we do that.
You know what, Sue? That is fantastic, because what you're just sharing is that therapy dogs, pets, all of the ones, the 9 that Ashley has
Right.
named, they're diverse, and your mission is now diverse.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I think, we've talked about the pets, but let's go to the other end of the leash and the person. For both of you, first, you've done this for a while, Sue. What makes a good therapy person with a pet?
Well, it starts with, do you want to be a volunteer? Because it is a volunteer activity. And do you have the time? But it's really sharing your relationship with your pet. It's a different kind of volunteer activity than any other.
Yeah.
Because you are not just handling the other end of the leash. Our volunteers are not sitting on their phone away from the
Thank goodness.
We are part of the process. We are part of the interaction. And that's why it's important, I love doing hospice. I've done end-of-life calls. That's not for everyone. My dogs will lay on a blanket on the bed forever, and I don't mind being there with the family. It's not for everyone. You have to know your capability and your limits. And you get so much more out of it. Last night was just fun for us. We do things that are very serious all week. I hear things I can't share with you. I can't share the names of the places I've been. Certainly can't take photos. But last night was just fun. And that's a reward for my volunteers. When they sign up for our group events, which I have a whole calendar, at least 4 or 5 a week that they could come to, they know they're going to have a good time.
Hey, everybody. We're speaking with Sue Grundfest. She is head of a very active therapy group with Pet Partners in Las Vegas. And we've got the National Director for Special Events for Pet Partners. That is Ashley Drew. We're going to wrap this show up after we take this break. Sit, stay, get your therapy pet on. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Hey, are you guys learning a little bit more than you thought about therapy pets? I'm telling you, back in the day with my first Chipper and Zeke, Chipper was a very hairy husky golden retriever mix. I swear I had to bring a little mini vac every time we came anywhere, but her name was Chipper because she had a big grin. And Zeke was this petite little white and gray kitty. And she had been rescued. Someone took a knife and scalped her back as a stray cat, and she had a little bit of a limited wobble to her back. It healed, but like you were saying, Sue, she connected with people because some people have had some things done to them. I don't want to make this a downer. I'm not trying to, but another important role that therapy pets play is for folks that have been abused or bullied. And I want to kind of jump over to Ashley first, but I mean, I think therapy pets today are so diverse, right? I mean, they're going to college campuses. There's a new type of canine police dog that's like a therapy pet. So tell us a little bit about that diversity.
Absolutely. Yeah. Our therapy animal teams do go all over. So right now for us in Arizona, it's back to school time. And so our therapy animals will go and do stress relief as students are going back to school right now. I know some are still, dealing with COVID and social distancing and masking. And so having the therapy animals are really great. Down in Tucson here, we have canines that are registered through Pet Partners and that get deployed to certain situations where they need to have a therapy animal. So we do have a lot of officers that are registered with us. We have teams that go everywhere. They go to schools, they go to hospitals, retirement facilities, and then kind of like what Sue was saying, we even do corporate well-being.
I like that. Yeah.
So like farmers insurance for the agents that are, dealing with, crisis and disaster and all sorts of things. The animals will go there and the staff will get to interact with them and enjoy the benefits of interacting with a therapy animal. So we serve anybody who could benefit from it, really.
There are different things that each species has to accomplish to be a therapy pet and have that backing, and they are insured, which is really good. Casey, my cat, had less to go through than Kona, my dog. I think there's 9 or 10 things they have to pass to get their canine good citizen, but then you have to shadow. And is that right, Sue? There's different requirements because they got to kind of be like something could happen and they got to recoup real quick because life happens, right?
Well, various programs have various requirements, and Pet Partners is considered the strictest of all. We have 23 elements that both the handler and the animal have to pass. In addition to taking, we now refer people to our wonderful online course rather than sitting in a room. If you don't have the time for all those hours, it's hard.
Especially you have an online, yeah.
Yeah, in a town that has people working shifts. And that's handler information, from HIPAA laws to hygiene to really understanding your animal. So it's a little more intense than perhaps other programs. But I think people see the difference when we're out in the field, not just the behavior of the animal, but the engagement of the human. We have an anti-bully program in Vegas that is just starting to have up again, which is in great demand because it's all through the animal. Do animals have feelings? What's the difference between teasing and bullying?
Oh, good.
What do you see when you look at Benny? You can't see.
I see love. I see joy.
Right? You don't see a stroke survivor. You don't see when you look at Tommy, he has no eyes necessarily. We teach them inclusion and understanding. And so we have a lot of healthcare and educational programming that is unique to us and others can share because we have a mentoring program among the programs. The community partners I'm really proud to be involved with. They just gave me 3 teams to help guide the way. So we're very big on sharing what we do. It's not just only Vegas can do this.
Now, how many people are active in the Vegas group? Because you seem to be one of the biggest ones.
Well, we're not the biggest in terms of numbers, and I don't like to say because it's always changing. I have classes every few months. We did lose quite a lot because of COVID.
Yeah. But you're on the rebound.
Animals pass away, age out. I just heard from one of our teams that we loved. We got them situated with a group in Florida. We had about 6 that moved other places, thinking for a few weeks, but stayed there. We were able to hook them up. That's the beauty of a national international program.
Yeah.
It's not local. They said, I'm now here in XYZ. Who can I talk to and keep volunteering? So we're really proud of that.
And if I may ask you, Sue, what were you doing before this? Were you a brain surgeon? Did you sell pizzas? What did you do before you become such a devote?
My story has been shared. It now would be 26 years. I went through a major illness when I was younger and spent a very long time in a hospital and a very long time recovering my life. And when I got well enough, I was already on the board of directors of an animal welfare organization, but I didn't have my own pet. I lived in Manhattan. I was a corporate executive, traveled a lot. I had a very fast life and couldn't have a pet, but I worked with the shelter. I was there all the time. And when I got well, I said the first thing I want to do is get a dog and become a therapy team. And my first dog was Coco the Love Dog. That's what we're named after, a big white poodle. And it changed my life because I do believe without her, 26 years later, I'd still be sitting in my nightgown on my couch. She got me out.
Pause up, Coco. Pause up, Coco.
When I've met with people, very few people have gone through what I have, but they've had similar long-term experiences. Find your passion. I still worked for 15 years planning my early retirement. And they let me work 4 days a week, and 3 days a week I volunteered and learned how to do all this. You can change your life because part of what you do pays the bills and part of what you do pays the soul. Yeah. And all my volunteers work. That's why it's really hard for midday, midweek. They all work. Yeah. I have very few retirees and it was my passion. And I do think Coco saved my life, and then I had to share her.
I love that. And Ashley, we did want to mention, you said her first name only, but give a shout out to the president and CEO of Pet Partners.
Absolutely. Annie Peters.
All right.
She is an incredible lady. And
you also have a few sponsors, and it's okay. You can say their names. Go ahead. Who are some of the main big ones?
Well, for the world's largest pet walk, which is what we're here sharing about, this is the first year that we've had such a wonderful response from corporate support. And so Wellness Pet Company has come on as our presenting sponsor. And Sue and I will actually be going to their booth at Super Zoo in just 2 weeks.
In
to have
Vegas, baby. I've been there. I can't
They're
make
gonna
it this
have-
time. I have an excuse. Yeah, I actually teach. I'm a master instructor in pet first aid. I'm doing a 16-hour instructor training program over 2 days when it's right during Super Zoo. So I didn't pay attention to my calendar, but I'll be there next time.
We'll be at the Wellness Pet with several of our animals each day from 11 to 1.
That's
So
nice.
please stop by
So
and see
let's
us.
go. We got a couple minutes left. We've got the
Absolutely.
Wellness Pet Company. Who else?
Yep. We've got Blue Shield of California is a titanium sponsor. They upped their sponsorship this year, so we're super excited. They've been wonderful supporters the last 3 years. And then Dog is Good for Good is a great foundation and clothing
Dog is
company.
Good. Yeah,
and so they're
great.
back for a second year as well.
We got to get the deets one more time. You all can participate in the world's largest pet walk, September 24th. You need to go to petpartners.org. And then what's the other site there, Miss Ashley?
worldslargestpetwalk.org.
Okay.
They'll both take you to the same place.
And then I want you after the show to go to, let me get this right. I think I got it. petpartnersoflasvegas.org.
.org. Yes, that's right. And
Oh
we're
my
doing the
gosh.
walk earlier because it was more convenient for us on the 18th.
Yep.
And we told all of our team members last year during COVID, we had 6 humans and 4 dogs on an empty college campus. Not a car in the parking lot, not a soul on the campus. This year we have another location just for our team to walk, but anyone can walk at any time up till the 24th. Send us your videos, send us your photos, and make a donation. And we just chose a date that worked better for us.
All right, that sounds good. So everybody, you've got the deals, you got the details, and you've been, hopefully your ears and your eyes have been feeling that compassion from the 2, 3, and 4-leggers that are therapy pets, from horses to rats. Did I do that right, Ashley?
Yep, exactly.
Oh, you got it.
All right. Hey, everybody, that's it for our show today. Big old paws up to our special guests. We have Sue Grundfest from the Las Vegas group of Pet Partners, and Ashley Drew with the national group. She's the national director of special events
and field development.
Don't forget that. I want to give a big shout out to our wonderful sponsor, Tevra, the makers of great products. Go to tevrabrands.com to check them out. And hey, I'm thanking you, Pet Pals, for tuning in. And for all you stations airing our show coast to coast, subscribe to my show. It's easy. Just go to fourleggedlife.com. So until next time, this is Arden Moore saying to all you 2, 3, and 4-leggers out there, paws up.
Thanks so much for making our tails wag by watching this guest interview from Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life. Four-Legged Life. Make sure to subscribe so you're up to date with all of our Four-Legged Life content.